y'all. Hey, it's your girl, Coach Ray. First, let me just thank y'all so much for those who watch my videos, who click on my channel, who share my videos. I appreciate you all so very much. You guys are the bomb. Mwah. Love y'all from the bottom of my heart. For real, for real. Okay, now, okay, I'm gonna ease into this, okay? This morning, like most mornings, I get up and I do my devotional, and I use the U Bible app. And one of their features is the verse of the day. And if you click on it, it's kind of like a story that give you the person who's going to deliver the scripture of the day and who also has encouraging words to go along with it. It's really, really nice. And then if you scroll over, you can see there's an extra reading to it and a prayer that goes with it. So I was really grateful this morning, and I wasn't in like a bad space or anything. It's just been me and God this bright and early morning, which is why my voice sounds a little ashy, but I'm still your girl, okay? um, but I want to read a part of this, and then I want to share what God gave me, um, because it's just so loving, okay? Okay. In part of the reading, it's talking about grief, and this part, I know this part, and this is why I had to share this because some people don't know this. Good grief is necessary, biblical, godly, and to be encouraged. Jesus said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." That is both a promise from the lips of the all powerful Creator, and it is also an invitation to the people of God to be a part of that comfort, the comfort of God, to be a part of His comfort. It ain't like your mama comforting you. It's not like your spouse or daddy or your siblings or best friend comforting you, your favorite person in the world. It's so way much better than that. Okay, sorry, I kind of got it. That's not what it says, but I have experienced it, so I'm trying to share that with y'all. Okay. Either way, for there to be the promised comfort, there has to be mourning. Mourning is tears, loud cries, shouts, unimaginable pain, and a continuing dark, shadowy, overcast sense of loss. Good grief doesn't go away though. You can try to suppress it, ignore it, busy it away, hide from it, run from it, but it will lay there away until one day it finds its own way out. That's dangerous. Good grief is the grief that enables us to make the transition to a new phase of existence. Yes, the widow must learn to live alone. And yes, the parents must bear the unimaginable sense of the loneliness brought on by the death of their son or daughter. And siblings must struggle as the often forgotten mourners as they lose the love of their brother or their sister. And children must perhaps toughest of all, must handle the loss of one or both parents. Grief deals honestly with the pain. I'm sorry. Grief that deals honestly with the pain is part of the healing process. One of the things that I have to share with you as a person who lost their dad in front of me, a person who was right next to my husband and he transitioned out of this world, and I felt his last breath. Grief is a serious thing. But one of the things that God told me this morning was, He told me a lot of things. So that's what I'm saying. One of the things that God told me this morning was that you have two choices with grief. Two. You can either let the grief and the pain consume you, which will cause you to stop, quit, give up. Even worse, it can cause you to take your own life because you just cannot bear. And you can also die and still be alive. You say, how do you do that? By quitting, by using substances that numb the things that you need to be successful, like numbing your brain, numbing your heart. That's a form of killing yourself, if you ask me. Um, the other option is to use the pain that God is giving you and push forward. Pushing forward means Yes, it hurts, but I'm not going to quit. I may need to take a time out. Today might be a little too much for me, but I'll be back. I'm crying all the time, but yet I still have joy. I'm finding the good things that I have instead of focusing on what I don't have. And that can sometimes be hard to do. Trust me, I know. But the thing that I told myself is if you give up, if I give up, the devil wins. If I take my own life, the devil wins. I am not going to give him the satisfaction of quitting. I'm not going to make his day, the devil's day, by taking my life. He would love nothing more. I'm not going to give it to you. I am going to cry, sweat, bleed, crawl, grind, hustle. I'm putting up a fight for my life, just so that you don't win. On the other hand, I said, Lord, for you I live, for you I die. What does that look like? And then God begins to, he says, oh, she's ready. Oh, he's ready. Okay. All right. Everybody, angels, people, get in position and open this door of the signs and wonders. You no longer have to wonder about. Everything begins to be for real, coming to fruition in your face, tangible blessings and things that you could only think of. But you decided to say, I won't quit and I'm going to follow God. That is the kind of comfort that you can't get. You can't get it from any being on this earth. You cannot. Don't look for it. So if you say, okay, for me losing my husband, I'm not about to hop into another relationship because I know that's it's like a rebound thing. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna go and spend all of the money if you have someone that put money away from you for you, and afterwards you get the death benefit from it. Don't go splurging on all of that. Don't make crazy, outrageous decisions because those things are a sign of trying to find comfort in things and being around people. You're not gonna find it. That comfort only is going to come from God Himself. That's it. Sorry, there's nothing else I can say outside of that. The other thing that God reminded me is that when you go through the grief, you don't go through it just to go through it. You're actually going through it to get through it and then turn around and get the person behind you, the people behind you that are lost. They're still in the dark. God begins to shine the light directly on you so that you can be so visibly seen, so that they can say, man, how is she doing that? How is he getting through this? Like, I'm going through the same stuff and it's okay. Come this way, being that light. So don't be selfish once you begin to feel the residue. That just sounds so good. The residue of God's comfort. Share that with the next person. Be used by God. Allow Him to usher in His strength and His energy into your thoughts, into your heart, into your love, into your life, so that you can again turn around, because He's going to give you an abundance of it. So much that you can't contain it all for yourself. You just want to, I don't know what to do. I'm so excited. I'm so happy, which is really weird because I just lost so-and-so, but I don't know what to do. Go share it. Go tell somebody. It doesn't have to be on a big platform. You don't have to go out and stand out in front of your neighborhood and shout it out in the street. Call up a friend. Call up a relative. If you're working, tell your coworker. Tell your clients. This is what God has done for me. And even for those who my story is not your story. If you are not a widow, now a single mom trying to figure out life without your husband or life without your wife, but you have experienced grief, God is so good and so great that my stories and other people's stories that don't match yours will begin to bless your life. If they're going through all of that, I've seen some people that's gone through way more than what I've gone through. And it's encouraging to say, I see you. And if you can do it, I can do it. And if God did it for y'all, He's going to do it for us. And because He's doing it for us, I know He's going to do it for you. He's going to do it. Period. I hope that blesses you. Wherever you are in the stages of grief, whether it's going around the revolving door, whether it's hiding under your bed, with all the goodies and treats and anything else that you need to bear the thought of trying to get outside your door. Even if you are full of smiles and laughter and spreading love, wherever you are in your grief, just be reminded that good grief, good grief comes from God. Because if you didn't know how good his comfort is, how can you go and tell somebody? You can't. You can't tell anybody how good something is if you've not yet experienced that. I'm going to share that in the next video about experiencing God. But I pray this blesses you. And if you think of somebody who is going through something, please share this video. Allow this video to be just a part of a small part of their journey. God is opening doors for you all who are hurting, confused, and not sure. One last thing that they mentioned, and I say this all the time, is that there's no such thing as going back to normal after losing somebody. It's not a thing, because normal means that they're here. Life will never be normal again. And you don't move on. You move forward. And if you've ever heard me say that, keep pushing forward with all your might and all your strength. And if you feel like you don't have any strength, you call on the Lord. He'll give you some of his. You only need a tinge, just a tinge. His tinge of strength will last for a lifetime. I love you all so much. Keep pushing forward. You got this, and God has got you. Love you all. Bye-bye.